falling down unto thee. Do not be afraid, your far saving grace. Do not hesitate, let's reignite your faith. Divine encounters are online. Divine encounters, our life's design.
Is with this live or the replay, share it, comment that you shared it, and then email me with the subject title, Ask the Oracle. And don't forget to put your name. Some friends, I see you, Erica. Hi, May. How are you? Thank you guys for joining, everyone. Hi, Tina. So this is my friend Jim. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, friend.
And chaplaincy since 1995. And so it's been quite the experience. And so currently, So currently I'm walking across America, or traveling across America. And I've been on the road since July 23rd of this year. And I'm currently in Farmington, New Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
So what is this for? Tell us a little bit about that. What's going on?
As I said before, I'm all everything else. We find ourselves that we have a lot more in common than we think we don't. And so I'm out here listening to amazing stories and sharing them on my Facebook page, to let people know that there are beautiful people out here, regardless if you agree or disagree. And so
the meadow in this card invites us in with its beauty and openness. The flowers have arranged themselves in a poetic design orchestrated by nature, and the lush rolling field urges us to relax and stay for a while. Yet, for some, the idea of being in such an open space is quite terrifying. And in an expansive meadow like this, we may feel exposed and defenseless, lacking the perceived safety of the enclosed area. For others, walking through a meadow can be an exquisitely satisfying experience. We can feel comfortable in the openness and visibility, enjoying the 360-degree view with nothing but the sky above. Yes, we may feel still a little vulnerable, but with a twist. To be vulnerable, always holding back from expressing your truth and create an illusion of safety, but armed with the trust and your faith, and you can choose to be vulnerable and share your authentic self with the world. Hey, you're back.
Hey.
And that was the good news. I hope that I feel like that's kind of like the perfect card to summarize what we're about to talk about today too. Just even with what you were sharing about having all of these different stories from all of these different persons and these different experiences, I just felt like you have to be vulnerable in those situations. Otherwise, ego won't let you intake the lessons.
Goes through metaphors, because I firmly believe that when you have a physical quest, that mirrors your spiritual quest as well. And your spiritual quest mirrors your physical quest. So everything that's going on with inside of you will be reflected to you in the outside world. And everything that's going on in the outside world, as I had that brought great insight and healing, was that I was out on my solo part of the vision quest, where I was alone 3 days without anybody else around, in my own space, in the wilderness. Here I am from Philly.
I know. I was going to say, we're from Philly? What? You can't even get me, like, no.
Yeah. And so what happened on the first night is that a moth appeared, and it was casting a shadow on my where I was dwelling that night. And at first I reacted, but then I opened myself up. I became vulnerable to what the experience was. What's the lesson? And as I allowed myself to be in that lesson in that moment, I had a realization that the moth is just the butterfly of night. And I'm afraid of my shadow. I'm afraid of the moth shadow. So if I stop looking at the shadow and look at the beauty of
seeing this as the time goes on, And this just is the side effect of being here in Divine Encounters, because we invited everybody in. I don't know. I invited everybody. It's a party right now. So
Great.
Jim, you're going to be telling us about your vision quest. How long was yours total, I guess?
The total, well, the actual quest lasted 9 days. However, I love Joseph Campbell. Joseph Campbell is the writer of A Hero of 10,000 Faces.
Okay.
And if you're ever interested in the hero's journey, that is a great place to start, because the hero's journey gives you kind of an outline as far as what happens when you go on a journey. And
Mm.
so, even though the particular quest, while I was there in Four Corners, it started out in time where we were together and getting acclimated to the environment. And being from Philly, I was the first one and only one that has never really camped. So that was interesting. But I was
Trial
well
by
prepared.
fire.
Yeah. Oh my! I was thrown into the furnace. There was no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So, just on a side note, when the first night that we went out and we camped, it was in September, and I put on all my clothes because I was afraid. I was sleeping, and something came out of the tree and pulled on my backpack and freaked me out. I was sweating. I was uncomfortable. I was awake all, and they were very well versed in Native American rituals, and so we practice and we participate in a lot of rituals. So that was amazing to have that type of backup.
Yeah, because I feel like the people paint the stage.
Because that's what it felt like. It felt like I was living in my own movie. So the part that I submitted to you that I was going to write about was that I had this amazing experience where you can consider out of body experience, or you can consider a sense of high awareness, however you want to describe it. There was this moment in time in which I was able to experience three different aspects of myself at the same time, using Mother Nature as the background. And
Oh,
so that just all came together, and really, it was an amazing experience. So if you can imagine you're sitting in a movie theater and you're watching this mystical experience taking place. On one side, there's this huge pine tree, and
okay.
this huge pine tree is straight and it's tall. And for me, in that moment, I assigned it the role of ego, my adult child. You know, that part of myself that had to grow up rather quickly and did his job early on in childhood, but it still had maladaptive coping skills
Not
like
kidding. I am not
that.
kidding. I was like, okay, this is his card. I'll put it to the side. The other one's for everybody else. And this one is his. And it's like you're literally like just now I get it.
Yeah,
Now I
no,
get it.
that makes perfect sense. And so the experience was observing and redirecting that part of myself that needed to grow. And so I call that part of myself my loyal soldier, that
Mhm.
part that just will just go into action and do what it needs to do. And so I see my wild child and I see my loyal soldier. Then my wise sage appeared. And I'm
Mm.
watching all of this. And it's as if it's a hologram. I don't
Yeah.
actually see it per se, but I can kind of see this and envision it. And it's like this hologram of these three individuals that I'm observing. So my wise sage came in and talked with my loyal soldier and said, it's time to thank you. It's time to honor you for the
Our divine experience. And hopefully my camera will, come back into focus. So this divine experience, if you guys haven't been here with me before, is going to be a 1 minute. There we go. A 1 minute distance healing for you guys today. And all you have to do is be willing to receive. Do you want to receive a minute of Reiki today, Jim?
absolutely.
Fill and allow this to expand so greatly that it starts to fill your entire body, all of your organs, your muscles, your tendons, your physical self, your cellular level, and breathing in all this beautiful, loving light and acceptance for all that you are, and exhaling everything that no longer serves you. And now, all collectively, we're going to take one big.
Give and receive
Ooh,
as I went in, and I'm feeling a 9 right now. I
ooh.
would say it was probably an 8 previously, and I'm feeling a 9 right now. There's definitely a sense of comfort and soothing energy right now.
All of that in 1 minute. Isn't that nice? It's
Yes,
kind
it
of
is.
like the realization of how much 1 minute of meditation could help
Mhm.
you in your day and shift you. 2 points, it looks like. Samantha says she was a 7 before she started, and now she's a 9. Coral
Awesome.
says, I was walking my dog, but I did it walking and I felt a shift. 6 and 8. That's great. That's fantastic. So thank you guys at home for sharing that with us. And if you're watching this on the watch party, then I am also here still watching your comments. So please feel free to engage with me because I'm right here. Awesome. Story. Which one are you going to be jumping into now?
Well, along in the same experience, I received an incredible download on the Vision Quest. You know, the the thought and feeling of inspiration just poured open. And my
Mm.
mind was just receiving, my spirit was just receiving so much that. And you know when something's right when you just know. It's hard to explain that sense of knowing. You can try, I mean, you can sit down and do checks and minuses and pros and cons and
Mhm.
try to explain to someone why you're doing what you're doing. But sometimes you just know. It just feels right. And you just have this sense of knowing. See all these other information that will
Mm.
have its own story. I just have to unpack it one at a time. And that made a tremendous difference in that second half. So much so that I was able to just create characters and storylines that left everybody in awe. And so that was one of the amazing experiences. And then the other thing that I learned from a creative standpoint is that I will never run out of ideas. Some
Wow.
I think sometimes we have, I'll speak for myself. I had that fear of being a one hit wonder on something, that I'll have one hit and then I'll just fade into oblivion because there's nothing else that would come out. And I learned something in that moment that that's not the truth. What is true is that I have an endless well of inspiration within me that flows through me, that I will be, it's a lifetime worth of work. That's a hard part. And so what you see there at the bottom of the screen is that last year, I actually, after 20 years of having the first thought about this children's book, I actually was able to publish it last year. And now I wasn't writing for 20, each year for those 20 years. I would pick it up, work with it, and say it's done. And then later I would come back and say, no, we're not done.
Inside this tiny recycling bin? Is it owl, leopard, elephant, frog? Select what feels right to you and comment in the comment section below. Reveal time!
Okay, so those are your options. Now, everybody, put that up on the screen and let me know what you think. Erica says that she is ready. The house front is ready. How about you, sir? How do you feel? What animal were you feeling in this little box?
Well, in thinking about it, I would say the leopard. However, the first thought that came to mind was the owl.
That was for you. How about you guys at home? Drop it in the comment section below. No pressure, but you have to make a decision, and you have until the end of this clip. You guys still get a participation fist bump. There you go. No, there are no losers here at Divine Encounters. Just the wrong answer. So don't worry about it. Oh man. So let everybody know where they can get a hold of you one more time, Jim. So plug yourself a little bit here. Yeah.
Sure. For right now, the best place to get a hold of me is my.
Me and Jim go back a little bit, and I'm very grateful for you and your energy. And I want you to hang out for a little bit while we get to the Midweek Collective, which I hope everybody is ready and waiting for it. The Midweek Collective, yes.
All right. Yes, I will hang out. And I enjoy all the classes I took at HOW when you were the facilitator at HOW. That was a great experience.
I want you guys to know that the network that I'm on is having a contest. And so basically, they're telling us to pick an episode where we're going to have the most comments and the most views. And if we win a $50 gift card. And I know that I just want to win. So let me let you guys know that the last Wednesday of the month, the 28th, instead of bringing on a guest, I'm going to do for all of you guys at home. But like the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius will definitely be struggling. The pressure eases off the fixed signs once October 23rd hits, and everybody will start to feel better. But then the trade-off is the cardinal signs. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn will start to feel the pressure. Make sure you're keeping a balanced home front and an optimistic outlook, and you'll get through this fine. Welcome back, Mercury retrograde. I'm sure everybody here is so excited about your return. Welcome home. Okay, jumping into the midweek energy reading. I'm going to give you guys a bit about what's going to be happening the rest of the week. So yeah, let's begin. So right here we have the Wheel of Fortune. This card came up right today, so it's letting me know skillfully master what you're working on to allow yourself to work on your healing facets so that you can let go, rebuild, make yourself stronger, make yourself better. The blessing this week is coming in is Angel Daniel. He is bringing the blessing, and these are not tarot cards. These are blessing cards that are being expedited to you right now. And the angels do not help unless you ask for it. So you just have to say, I claim this blessing at the bottom of the screen there. And you have Angel Michael, who is the angel of protection, bringing in daring, the energy of daring. It's kind of allowing you to see things from a broader perspective, to detach, to be bold, to be brave. I feel for one more blessing because I feel so inclined. You guys are going to laugh. Look at this. So, a second ago, I pulled you guys happiness, daring is the blessing I pulled. And the third one, it's the double Daniel happiness. So I would say that this is kind of like, hey, really apply yourself, really feel optimistic, look for the future, look at hope, look at faith, allow yourself to see and acknowledge the blessings in your life. Happiness is coming. Yes.
Yeah.
Claim it.
Yes. It's amazing to see how things work synergetically, so everything is tying in from tonight's conversation. And so that's just awesome because it reinforces everything and it allows it to sink in deeper. We are multidimensional beings. And so to be able to receive information and inspiration at different levels is awesome, which means it's just, solidifies that divine encounter.
Yes. And it's fun because it's like every time we do the good news opening, I feel like it always pertains to like what the story is. And it's not like something that is pre-chosen. I just shuffle and we grab, right? Because we invite the message. You want to replay your horoscopes from this week? You still can. I feel like some people kind of get the impression that they kind of go away once the live stops. But you can absolutely get your replays and rewatch this as well. And don't forget, you have a chance to win with me, the Oracle of Apollo, and channeled angel message and blessing that I will tell you live here on Wednesday night. All you guys got to do is email me. I don't know. I've done 24 episodes, Jim, and I've only done 2. I have no Facebook page, which is Divine Encounters at E360 TV on Facebook, and set a reminder. Give us a like. The reminder is always on my YouTube.
These messages I follow, restoring balance unto